Hello and welcome. This is Rooflemonger with another tips and tricks video, and today we're going to be talking about Wonder Woman. So I'm a bit hyped to see the movie, so I learned a lot about the character, and I feel, I'd share that with you. So first off, I just want to talk about B2. That's her lasso slap. So you see here, it's actually got deceptively good range, on top of being an overhead. So it's a great little poke move. It doesn't lead to much mid-screen, but it does pretty safely go into the lasso, which is just back forward 1. So now quickly about the lasso. The lasso, say that's blocked, right? The lasso is only -8. So the only way that's ever getting punished if you did it like literally in someone's face, which obviously, as you can tell with the move, it's got some range to it, so you're not going to be bothering doing that. So this range actually is pretty good at frustrating people. If you're a character that has to get in, it's really good just kind of holding people at bay. It slows their approach. Like a character like Robin, who has these big long moves, if you were to just say walk backwards while he's whiffing his attacks, you can easily slap him with the whip, or the lasso rather, sorry, gotta stay on brand, the lasso, and get a quick hit. As long as even a pixel of the lasso touches, the full move connects. So it's very handy. It's great to harass. That, in combination with this, is just fantastic. Also, the whip is really good at stopping people at the beginning of their jumps. So if you're in roughly that range and you're bullying them, they start the jump, it'll still slap them out of the air, so it's always handy to have. Now, one thing I like to go over is one of her strings. Now, generally if you're playing her, the 3 main strings you'll be using is something like 1-1, back 1-1, or down 1-2 for your combo into mid burn shield or what have you, right? One fairly impressive string for is actually 2-2-3. Now here on paper, don't look like much. Sound like sword punch, right? But what makes it extra special is its advantage on block, meaning if they block it, it's your turn. So let's set up here Fate with this ever annoying, you know what, you hate it if you ever fought a Fate, this thing. So there is a gap in the middle of the string, which you can backdash, but nothing else. Let's say we have Fate here just in the corner. If he blocks it, he can't get out the glyph. And if he keeps blocking it, it's just going to be your turn until he does something. The foe generally has to backdash the last hit to get out of here or make a very well-timed jump. So in and of itself, it's not high damage. Like if it's going to hit, you have way better options than this. But if you jump in, say you know you're going to get blocked. This is a handy tool to say, hey, I knew you're going to block, I did this, and now guess what? It's still my turn. It's just a handy part of the arsenal to be sure. Next up to mention is her projectile game. So she has the shield, which she can do straight, airborne, straight in the air, and downwards. So it's not necessarily a good keep away tool, but it's good for keeping people in check, and it can punish certain maneuvers if you're in range to reach with it. Now, one thing that's very handy to keep in mind is the air version. So when you have input shortcuts turned on, you can do this little trick, which is the instant air version. See here, I'm barely off the ground doing it, let alone at the peak of my jump, right? So if you ever played Street Fighter, you kind of want to do a reverse tiger knee motion, and I'll explain that. So as you see here on the inputs, you want to start at up or up forward and kind of roll your fingers away through forward, down, down, forward, down, back, back, and into 2. And if you do this quick, you will, once again here, we're a millimeter off the ground sometimes, so if I'm fast enough, do it instantly in the air. And one fantastic bonus of this is this move right here, if you're any kind of close, is actually quite punishable on block. The instant air shield is literally only punishable if you did it right in their face. And anywhere else, they cannot deal with it. For some characters, like say the Flash, who don't have any fireballs alone, it's actually a big good frustration tool. And it's just a quick poke check. And since you constantly jump, sometimes you can just, let the jump rip and hit him. So it's another one of the many tips you can have here to use for Wonder Woman just to up your game. Alright, so let's go over one of the more divisive aspects of the character, which is her trait. So you hit the button and you get one of 5 random buffs. So let's go over them in order here, as long as the RNG gods work with me. So Hestia is the whip buff. It does nothing more than just make the whip do more damage. Nothing more, nothing less. Simple as that. So in and of itself, it's not bad. Now you see here, the trait buff ran out, so I'm doing a decent bit less damage. That's all it is, damage buff. So if you do have it up, you know, maybe you're gonna want to start healing out B2 a bit more, try to get that off. But it's pretty simple. Next up is the shield. The shield does no more damage. It's exactly the same. The shield has one new property. In that, when the shield buff is up, the shield now breaks all fireballs, as you can see there. So it can help in certain zoning matches, but it gets like a hard zoner like Deadshot. More often than not, this move is not the fast start up. You're probably just going to knock out of it anyways. But it is a handy note to keep in mind. So next up, let's see if the RG works with us. Alright, this is easily the worst one. All it does is it makes the damage buff last a bit longer when you hit the parry off. It's still not very long. If it lasts any appreciable amount of time, maybe it would be worth having up. But it's not like you get to choose anyway, so there you go. Demeter is probably the second most useful one, even though it's completely passive. When you have Hail Demeter up, you just take less damage. Simple as that. Can't really argue the usefulness of it. It's always nice to take less damage. Let's play RNG. There we go. Hail Hermes, best one by a mile. So with Hail Hermes, she now has an air dash. And not only does she have an air dash, she has the best air dash in the game by a lot. It's very fast. The only thing that hurts it is her cross-up is a bit crap. But you can just... You're in whenever you want. It is fantastic. Easily the best buff. If you can pick them, this would be the one you'd pick 99 times out of 100. But you can't. So, once again, that's why I said this trait is a bit divisive. Because people really wish they could pick the trait. But I guess the idea is it's the fickle nature of the gods. So whoever chooses to bless you, and the rest say screw you, right? But them's the breaks. Anyways, that's the trait overview. Now, I quickly did want to go over the parry. So, long story short, honestly, parry kind of sucks a little bit. The idea is, you know, you can block, you know, bullets and gunshots and all that, right? And you absolutely can. However, you know, it doesn't move you forward or anything, so every time you block one, you do get a small damage buff that lasts an insignificant amount of time. But every time you block one, you're still exactly where you left off, right? So, nothing really gained. Like, not even a little bit of bar for your troubles, outside of just activating the special move. There is one use for it, however, and that is to stop wake up happy people when you can smell the wake up. So if you've played any amount of Dark Sides online, you've probably seen them wake up with a knee more than a few times, right? But one thing here is you can parry it. And that damage buff actually, you know, finally makes some use. And I'm in the corner, so I drop the combo, whatever. But you get the idea. So you can kind of, if you can smell out the wake up, you can get some damage out of it. So against wake up happy people, that is a valid option. To actually just parry in front of their face and recombo them as soon as they do the reversal. So in closing, Wonder Woman's a pretty fun character. She plays the game very honest. She's not really about mix-up 50-50 or something like that. When she beats you, you won or you lost because you got outplayed. Kind of end the story. In the fighting game community, she's exactly what we term as honest. And because she's honest, I don't think she's one of the stronger characters right now. Definitely no Black Adam or Batman or anything like that. but she's still very fun to use. It's very fun to abuse the whip, especially against characters that can't fight it so good and can't really zone you out back. Back 2 is very fun. Her combo structure is pretty fun, even if it is a bit difficult, sadly. But overall, she's pretty much a blast to play. And like I said, I made this video because I myself am hyped for the movie, and a lot of people are, and it's getting good reviews, so I figured, you know, there's going to be a lot of new Wonder Woman players, right? So I hope this found you well, and go out, you know, and play some Injustice.